Welcome to Unsung Mechanics, a new series where I talk about the underutilized mechanics in tabletop RPGs. We begin with a multi-part series on D&D 5th edition, Conditions. Blinded. A blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Blindness sucks if you're an adventurer, which makes it awesome. The use of this condition is rarely well thought out in my experience. It is one of those conditions that is relegated to combat encounters mostly, when it has far more potential than that. I mean, blinded isn't just dust in your eyes. There's temporary blindness by poison, blinded in a fight, blinded by a bright flash of light, there's magical blindness. The list goes on, and there's just as many ways to blind a PC. I, however, recommend traps. Now, most people think of traps as a purely mechanical element of 5th edition. They think of dungeons and an ability check to see a trap and notice it's there, and then another check to disarm it. And that's great, that's traditional, it's a little boring. Really, I will talk about this more in the future with a different video when I go more into trap potential, but a trap can be placed in any encounter, be it combat, exploration, or social. This means that you have ample opportunity to inflict blindness. For instance, let's go back to poison-based blindness. Scenario. You're involved in a high-stakes political encounter. You sit down to discuss terms, compromises, or aims with either the representative of an opposing faction or a presumed ally. During your conversation, or better yet, before the meeting begins, you are asked by a receptionist or other servant what you would like to drink. They don't ask you if you want something to drink. No, that's a yes or no answer to a yes or no question. That isn't how sales works. The servant is selling you on the idea of a beverage by asking which type of said beverage you prefer. The trap has been set. You choose your beverage. It is a long meeting, and if you say, "No thank you, I'm not thirsty," which you can, you'll be offered a drink halfway through by your adversary. He will pour a beverage in front of you. He will drink it, apologize for his poor manners, and ask if you would like something to drink. Now, a more clever player might choose whatever the adversary is drinking, and that player will be just as blind when an hour after the meeting they find themselves poisoned. Yeah, that's right. Maybe the adversary had a wax seal on his lips. And it is a trap. They can notice that the beverage is poisoned. They can just make an insight check when he offers them the drink, and then if they pass that and think something's fishy, have them make a perception check to notice the wax seal on his lips. It's that easy. It's just as fair. How long does blinded last? However long you want as a DM. It isn't an attack-based condition. It can have many durations and many different cures as well. Blindness is fantastic. It allows you to handicap a player, and if done correctly, that player will have truly blinded themselves. I mean, fair play is always more enjoyable in a game. And it's a more rewarding experience regardless of the outcome. Say the PC thwarts your trap. Brilliant. He feels smart for having noticed. And that's good. It's good for the PC to feel smart. What if he falls victim? Well, he's learned a very important lesson. After all, it was his own actions that led to his fate, and if you want to, you can explain the steps to the PC that led them there, and the steps they can take next time to not fall into another trap that's similar. Blindness is also great as a quest hook. If one of the party is blinded, you can make them earn the cure. I mean, for higher levels, a curse or magical blindness is kind of needed. Something that would require a high restoration magic, possibly. Or maybe even a wish. I mean, if they're that lazy. Blindness can also lead to some awesome moments in combat, if the dice gods be willing. I'll praise the benevolent dice gods, for they truly are righteous and powerful. A blinded character has disadvantage on attacks, but that doesn't mean that with a little luck, they can't overcome their plight and wreck a monster's day. That is what heroes do, and nothing feels more heroic than beating the odds when the deck is stacked against you. In 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, blindness can be a boatload of fun for all involved.